Welcome to Selflessly Unplugged. I am Mackenzie Skalski, and I teach 6th grade science, ELA, and robotics at the Comstock STEM Academy in Comstock, Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan. I figured it would help if I started by sharing some of the dynamics of the school I'm at and the individuals that I serve. Comstock STEM. We are a growing building that started as a concept 4 years ago. We are an application-based school, public school. STEM time every day is a common goal. Every grade is involved in hands-on, project-based learning. We have grown from 6 teachers in grades K-5 to over 20 teachers now serving grades K through 8. This year, both last year and this year, I am serving the same group of students as the school continues to grow. It is not a standard practice to circle up with students. In a really unique way, we've been through this pandemic from the beginning, which is how and why my problem of practice was influenced by. Our school district is one of the 2 in the surrounding area that chose to remain virtual for the longest amount of time. Currently, we are in transition to offering 100% of families that wish to return in person 4 days a week, as our school district has offered all staff the opportunity to be fully vaccinated. For families who wish to remain virtual, we will also be offering a simultaneous virtual option for all classes. Students at STEM have just always been very busybodies, always participating in something other than their required academia. However, once everything stopped dead in its tracks, there was this loss of my ability to keep a pulse on how they were doing, and just an overall sense of sadness, despair, and a loss of hope. I know I needed to do something to make learning still possible, but I questioned how I could offer any instruction if their mental and emotional state was in need of help too. To give me some unbiased insight, I conducted a couple empathy interviews with students. What I thought was students feeling lonely in a house full of family and loved ones. However, the empathy interviews showed that it was actually them desiring support and connection with others. This is the moment when I designed the problem of practice, not just for the rest of the year, but for future ones too. I wanted students to have practice in self-empathy before asking them to apply this concept and strategy in other ways. I then developed reasonable short-term and daily goals that will then play a role in a larger focus. I plan to follow a similar process like we did, which in this case is going to be really heavily focused on student voice and critical STEM literacy. Students will have voice in not only the mindfulness activities, moving from teacher-led to student-led, but also with our journey to community service. Students will be following a structure that allows them to go through the stages of a project design. How on earth can I do this all? Well, not in 1 year. It'll take time to grow, develop, and for me to transition into a facilitating role. This year, I've been instilling mindfulness to weekly lessons and referring to it throughout the week. Mindfulness is shown to increase students' self-awareness and self-empathy, which can be pivotal when asking them to empathize with others in literature and in real life. We participated in a few 1 days of actions. I'm hoping to come up with an activity students can safely participate in for Global Youth Service Day. I am currently looking into no-sew masks for students at STEM, as they are finding the youth masks are too small and the adult ones are too big. Even if I have a new set of students, the experience of living through the pandemic is a shared experience just by being at the same school. I plan to start sooner with this process by doing all of the elements on the previous slide earlier in the year, while also having more time to develop that base of knowledge of programs that already exist and companies vetted for accepting students or class volunteers when and if needed. They are only 10 to 12 after all. Some tips are just to start small, be ready to not be ready. Remember, fit and flare. Have clear expectations, have flexible interactions, do after normal routines are established, have fun, and hopefully each year gets better and better. And these were some thoughts from Push My Thinking.